Welcome to Chapel Hill Market Update for May of 2025. And we're going to go over what the numbers are telling us about whether it's a seller's market or buyer's market. And we're also going to drill down a little bit deeper and talk about some affordable housing, or rather some reasonably priced housing that you can in fact find in Chapel Hill, Scarborough. So you're going to want to stick and stay to the end of the video for that. All right. So if you're ready, let's go ahead and jump into the numbers, as they say, and let's see what we got. Okay, the first thing I always like to start with is the Freddie Mac website, which will show you an up-to-date record of what's happening in terms of interest rates. And look at that, they're pretty darn high. 6.8% is on average for the entire country for your 30-year fixed mortgage. That's still way too high, folks. We really got to get that below 6 in order to get the market really going. We're going to talk about how slow the market is in just a second. It's slow, in spite of the fact of some other numbers I'm about to show you. And the reason is right here is interest rates are still way too high. And as you know, there's a lot of turmoil going on in the world right now. We don't know what the government's doing. It's kind of doing this, it's kind of doing that. Our allies and our opponents all over the world don't know what we're doing, and they're trying this and trying that. Everything's up in the air, and a lot of people are basically afraid to make any kind of move because frankly, they're not sure if they're gonna have a job next week. And in fact, my team has run across many people who have put their buying and selling prospects on hold because their jobs are threatened right now. There's a lot of jobs here in the Triangle area that are dependent on government grants, and there's a lot of turmoil going on in the economy here in the Triangle area. That said, let's take a look at what the numbers are saying as far as today is concerned. Here's the month supply of inventory for the month of April. And for the month of May, pretty much the same number right now. All across the Triangle, we've got 3.1 months supply of inventory, which is pretty good. Keep in mind that 5 to 6 months supply is considered imbalance. Anything less than 5 months is a seller's market. However, I'd like you to make sure you look at the previous year. It was up to 2.2, and now we're up to 3.1. That's headed towards a buyer's market. I believe by this time next year we will be in a buyer's market. Now this is the Triangle in general. Let's drill down a little deeper to see what's happening in Chapel Hill, Scarborough. The number is basically the same. 3.1 months supply of inventory this year compared to the same time last year. It was lower at 1.8, 1.9. Lower than the rest of the Triangle. So that shows that changes are coming here in Chapel Hill, Scarborough faster than the rest of the Triangle. And look at the days on market. Last year in April, it was 15 days on market. Now it is 25 days on market before we get a contract. So that's a pretty big change. That shows that houses are staying on the market longer than they were last year. So that might be an opportunity for you buyers. Speaking of opportunities, though, what about reasonably priced housing in Chapel Hill, Scarborough? Now, we know, yeah, it's a problem. However, there are actually some opportunities, and I'd like to show you what we have. This is the results of a search for everything that's currently on the market in the Chapel Hill, Scarborough School District from $200,000 to $300,000, which is a very reasonable price range. Now, as I look at this list, I know that this list is all townhomes and condos. There are no single-family homes available in the $200,000 to $300,000 price range in Chapel Hill, Scarborough School District. That said, this is a pretty good starting point. If you look at the top of the list, this townhome right here at 300 NC 54 is asking $299,500. And it's a pretty nice townhome. Notice that the living area square footage is 1,053 square feet, 2 bedrooms, 2.5 baths. Let's take a quick look at this townhome. It's pretty nice. I'd like to also point out the geography. Where exactly is it? It's right off 54 bypass on the west side of town, just west of Scarborough, sort of stuck in between here, between 54 and Old Fayetteville Road. There you can see the little neighborhood down there. It's actually a nice little neighborhood. I've actually sold a few homes in this neighborhood before, and I'd recommend taking a look at it. Let's take a look at the townhome itself. Nice front, and It's currently vacant, obviously. It looks like it's got some nice flooring that might be a vinyl made to look like hardwoods, or it might be a hardwood laminate. And a decent kitchen, stainless steel refrigerator. Not bad, pretty spacious actually. Granite countertop there, and the bathroom looks fun. Look at the back deck; it opens back to some woods. So this is a pretty nice, might be a nice place to start if you're looking for a home. Um, Let's take a look at the next house on the market here. Claremont. And look at that. You can tell from this picture, this is going to be new construction. And I want to point out that, well, the last one was 2 bedrooms, 2.5 baths. This is much smaller at 591 square feet, and it's only 1 bedroom and 1 bath. So what we have here is a condo, and you can see it's under construction. So this is artist renderings. Here's what's currently happening. So they're pretty close to being completed, I would say. And Claremont is a great neighborhood with a great developer. Looks like they have obviously they've got a really nice pool that would be available to you. And there's the floor plan. So it's pretty small, just under 600 square feet. You really get a kitchen, a living room, and then a bedroom and your bath. That's all you get, unfortunately. But it's brand spanking new. So that might be an option. So Claremont, a condo in Claremont. Let me know if you're interested in seeing that. There's a number of them available. Providence Glen is one of my favorite developments in Chapel Hill. These are condos. Also, I've actually sold 114 Arbor Gate Circle a number of years ago. Now it's back on the market. These are all flats. It's a 3-level condominium building with an elevator. And these are pretty darn nice. I remember when these were being built in the very beginning of my career, 22 years ago. It was like one of the first condo developments like this in Chapel Hill. These are worth taking a look at. They usually have good flooring, pretty decent kitchen. They're nicely laid out. I believe this one is 2 bedrooms, 2 baths, might actually have a half bath. And they all have balconies. Some of them do back up to some green space. There's the balcony. These are worth looking at. And of course, they've got a pool and a clubhouse, et cetera, so forth. So Providence Glen might be worth taking a look at. Just under, excuse me, I'm going to take that off there. Just under $300,000. There's another one at Providence Glen. Brighton Square is an older condominium development, and I've sold some of these before. And in fact, one of the ones I sold a while back was in pretty bad shape, but it got fixed up. And I represented the buyer, and she fixed up my property up really nicely. And then a number of years later, we helped her sell it, and she sold it for a tidy profit. So these are really good starter homes for Chapel Carborough in the Chapel Carborough School District. Back to Claremont with those brand new construction. Southern Village. These are really cool. This is at 700 Market Square. This is also a condominium, and it's kind of an open floor plan. Actually, a good friend of mine owns one of these in this building, and you can see it's got very high, tall ceilings, pretty nice flooring, and that is I believe that's the bedroom there. It's sort of, you can see it's open to the high ceilings. It's got a little bit of a ladder there because there's some storage up there, up that ladder. Decent bathroom. It's 1 bedroom, 1 bath, open floor plan. There's the backside of that bedroom. You can see the bedroom is open. So if somebody else is partying in the living room, they're going to keep you up late at night. But of course, it's only 1 bedroom, so you're the only person that's going to be there. And it's got the rooftop terrace, which is available for anyone to use. This one has its own storage space in the basement of the building. And this is in Southern Village, and it's right on the downtown square, which has lots of restaurants, and it has Weaver Street Market, which I'll show you in just a second. There's the outdoor space for the Weaver Street Market. There's Weaver Street Market. That's the building, actually. That whole building, that whole block is the 700 block of Market Square. And there's where all the townhomes, a really nice church right next door. And there's an aerial view of the whole downtown area there. Um, which, as I said, lots of shops, restaurants all around the M River Street Market, which is a small grocery store where you can get anything you need. And the Lumina Theater is there. So that's obviously just a block away. It's great walking distance. And you've got the downtown green, the Village Green for Southern Village. And you can see that space at the very bottom there. That's where they show outdoor movies Fridays and Saturday nights and have music Thursdays and Sundays. And I'm a musician on the side. I've played on that stage many, many, many times over the years. It's a wonderful, wonderful experience to both play music and see music here in Southern Village. So that might be worth taking a look at. It's a condo. And how big is this one? It's only just under 700 square feet, one bedroom, one bath. So keep that in mind. Just a few more I'm going to show you here. Booker Creek Village, townhomes, Providence Glen, Claremont, back to those condos at Claremont. There's a lot of them available. And so inventory's rising. Yet another one in Providence Glen. So there's a lot of them available. Claremont. Brookwood is a nice neighborhood. You got to be careful about the flood zones, though. Some of those buildings in Brookwood are in a flood zone, so you got to be careful about that. And then we have Canterbury Townhomes. I'm going to sort of finish things up with this one. There's 3 on the market, and the first one's asking $259,900. The next one's asking $255,000, and the third one is asking $253,900. So it's the best deal of the 3. And I'm going to point this one out because it is one of my listings. It just came on the market, and it's actually quite a nice 2-bedroom, 2.5-bath townhome. And let me take you inside this beautiful townhome, brick fronts, which is really nice. This one has really nice flooring. Most of the townhomes in Canterbury Townhomes don't have as nice flooring as this one. This is 103 Coolridge, and it's really nicely staged. A wood fireplace. Once again, this is a hardwood laminate flooring, granite countertops, stainless steel appliances, plenty of room, nice open floor plan. Upstairs we have hardwoods also. That's really rare for any townhome in this price range to have hardwoods both downstairs and upstairs. 2 bedrooms upstairs with 2 full baths. So each bedroom has its own full bath. Pretty decent, pretty good looking, and right around the $250,000, mid 200s, and it backs up to a little bit of green space. You got a little patio out front. By the way, we always, as a team, we always post the floor plans on all of our listings. A lot of these listings don't have floor plans posted, which is sort of crazy, but because agents really should. So that's just a quick taste of what's available in Chapel of Carborough that is reasonably priced between the $200,000 and $300,000. So there you go. There's a lot to consider. There's a lot of potential here in Chapel of Carborough. Let me know if you'd like to see any of those properties or any of the other properties, of course, on the market in the area. We'd love to help you out. And that's it for your Chapel market update for May of 2025. If you got any questions,